All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video, response to information given to me and questions from subscribers about some breaking news that came out about Devin Haney and Victor Conte, and statements that were made by Bill Haney as to why Devin Haney and himself hired Victor Conte to work with his team. And apparently it was not for nutrition. It was to catch boxers who were using performance enhancers, which causes a lot of questions. Let's talk about that in this video. All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon. Before I get into the video, let me say that this is information that we're going to discuss in this video came from a conversation in a video that Manager Marty had on his YouTube channel. So if you're not familiar with Manager Marty, after you get done with this video, go check out Manager Marty. He plays an excerpt from an interview that I believe was done on Champside Boxing. I don't know exactly where to get it off of Champside Boxing's channel. However, this is something that is, man, it's wild. It's wild. It's not a good thing, and it's definitely a case of you need to stop talking so much. And the more that you talk, the more you say things that people can question. Usually I look past these things, but I got a bunch of notes about it and I listened to it and I was like, yeah, that sounds really funny. Before I get into the details, let me welcome you back to the channel. If you are new to the channel, please accept my invitation to hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon so you can be notified of when we release more videos. And if you are a longtime subscriber and supporter of the channel, thank you very much. I can't tell you how much I appreciate you. It's a lot. So thank you guys very much, especially to the people that support, and a super thanks. But let's get into this. Shout out Matty O, Barbara D, Daryl McKinney. You're my guy, and you know I know what you're going through. Shout out to the new people that supported, and the super thanks. But let's get to this. In an interview that was given by Bill Haney, Bill Haney was asked, why did you hire or work with Victor Conte? If you're not familiar who Victor Conte is a owner of a company called Snack, formerly involved with the Bay Area Laboratory, which is called Balco. And some years ago, he served time in prison for being basically cheating with athletes, including one boxer, to let them use performance enhancers and get around testing. Bad reputation for that. He then reinvents himself and comes into boxing. And as of late, he has been on the path, WAR path, trying to get at Ryan Garcia for the positive test that Ryan Garcia submitted after slightly before and right after the fight he had with Devin Haney. Now, here is what Bill Haney said was the following. He said, because we want to make, because we're looking to make, examples, good examples for future parents and whatever, we hired Victor Conte because we wanted to know exactly how it is that the people that we would be fighting, or how other boxers get over and beat these tests. Now, he implied that so that they could catch these type of fighters doing it, and these fighters wouldn't be able to do this against Devin. Now, this is a problem. At least what he said. Now, if he had some sense, he would have said, well, we wanted to be able to make sure that we could have the best fitness for ourselves that we possibly can, but we didn't want to violate rules. So we hired somebody that really, really knew the system so that we could get, the best nutrition possibly available with science, but not, cross the line. Would have been a simple question, simple answer, the best answer you could have given. But that's not what he said. What he said was we were looking to find other people and figure out, and so he could tell us how they beat the tests. So what's the problem with that, Fanon? What's the problem with that? The problem is he's just said that he hired Victor Conte to learn how to beat tests. Now, he can say he wanted to learn how other people beat tests, but his focus was on how do you beat tests. Now, here's the problem with him saying he wanted to know how other people beat tests. Because you're not a testing agency, you're not involved in the testing of other fighters. So if you have all the information in the world about how they do it, how in the world are you going to be able to catch them if you're not administering the tests, if you're not part of VADA, WADA, USADA, if you're not working for the sanctioning bodies, the WBC, the WBA, the IBF, or the WBO, you're not working for the New York State Athletic Commission, you're not working with the California State Athletic Commission or the Texas Combat Sports Department or any other, and I'm sure that's not the Texas name, but the athletic commission that in Texas that runs and sanctions combat sports. So what good would it do for you to know how they're doing it? If you can't actually catch them, the only thing that it would do for you is to let you know how to do it, which is exactly why people have issues with people working with Victor Conte. And for Bill Haney to say that that was the primary reason, and he didn't even name two that I know of that they did it, it looks real suspect. But then if you look and you say, okay, well, why don't you take the man at his word and say, hey, Bill's an honest guy. He wouldn't lie. He would never lie. Why don't you say, just believe that he's looking to figure out how he can catch other people? Well, how do you go about the problem is you now have Victor Conte act like he's trying to catch Ryan Garcia with the way that he's talking about, this must be tampering and this must be, I don't care, if he has if it's in his system and, where's the source for where the contamination came from? And then Ryan's team claim that they have the source for the contamination, but Victor Conte is right behind it saying, no, there's no way that it was actually in this. This is most likely going to be tampering, and really pushing this PR thing out at Ryan Garcia to really rip at his reputation and label him a cheater. Now, and that I have to tell you is probably the most generous interpretation of how Victor Conte could help them know how to prevent cheating. The other thing is, from PEDs, like the other thing is, I don't even want to say it, man. Framing guilty men, framing people, period. Like it just, the downside of what Bill Haney said is just really, really bad. Like if you're going to work with Victor Conte, it should be because you want snack nutrition to help you perform better. But if you specifically align it to the tests and how to beat the tests, we want to know how you beat tests. That's the essence of what he said. Now, the second part of it is, what do you do with that knowledge? Do you use that knowledge to catch other people, or do you do that knowledge to beat the test yourself? And I've already talked ad nausea about how funny it looks that Victor Conte helped form VADA. The only purpose that I can see VADA has is the timing of the tests. And Victor Conte went to jail in part for cheating by knowing the timing of tests and having his fighters cycle on, cycle off. And in fact, Bill Haney even specifically mentioned knowing cycling, how to cycle on, how to cycle off. Again, back to what I said in the original part of the video. Sometimes you should just stop talking. Sometimes you should just be like, hey, man, I hired him because he's a good guy. We think he can work well and we're trying to be the best. But you're in interviews every day for 3-4 years straight. Eventually, you're going to stumble up and tell the truth. And somebody is going to go find that. And this particular person that found that and dug that out was manager Marty on his YouTube channel. And I have to tell you, man, when I heard that, it's like, wow, man, talk about, what do you call it? Foot and mouth disease, putting your foot in your mouth disease. It's crazy. But anyway, look, man, that's not saying that I know Devin is cheating or anything like that. But I got to tell you, man, it's flat out. It's really bad optics. It's bad optics for sure. It's bad optics. Anyway, that's my take on the matter. Please let me know what you think in the comment section. And with that, I'm out. Deuce.